Welcome back to the Hannahcast YouTube channel, and today we're going to be talking about the life of Chuck now being acquired by Neon and releasing in 2025. Yes, the title is a little bit of clickbait, but you know what? You gotta do what you gotta do. The life of Chuck won the TIFF Audience Award. That pretty much guarantees you for a Best Picture nomination at the Oscars. It's been that way since, I think, 2011 or 2012. Like, it's a very long streak. Life of Chuck was looking to be something kind of big because, you know, you could see SAG Ensemble with this. It could maybe win Adapted Screenplay, which is sort of what I was maybe thinking for a bit, because admittedly, after a couple of my Oscar predictions, you know, I started thinking about, like, oh, wait a minute, what are we gonna do about Sing Sing? Because apparently, like, and we'll discuss more about Sing Sing's prospects here in a bit, because I feel like the life of Chuck moving to 2025 is going to affect things a lot. I think it may have actually benefited Sing Sing, because, like, right now, it is kind of a free-for-all. You know, we have The Brutalist, which I'm thinking is going to sweep the critic circles, either that or Anora, but with The Brutalist, you could easily see it winning director, you could see it winning cinematography, I think it will win production design, and I could see the critic circles going for Adrian Brody, and maybe he seems like a frontrunner at first, although, again, we'll have to see how the industry deals with him, and if Timothée Chalamet is going to be a big contender. The Brutalist has that big argument, like, it's a big tech juggernaut, it's a period piece, and, you know, again, it's gonna sweep probably the critic circles, at least winning director. But the problem there, I don't think it's going to survive the preferential ballot. Like, that's the problem. Like, I don't think it would survive PGA. And you also have, and there's also SAG Ensemble, and I don't even think The Brutalist is going to get nominated for SAG Ensemble. And those are two pretty big things you want to have, especially together. So that's a problem right there. All right, well then what about Emilia Perez? Well, Emilia Perez also has a good argument because it could potentially win 5 Oscars. And the Oscars I'm thinking it's going to win are Supporting Actress, what was it? International Feature, Makeup and Hairstyling, Song, and maybe Score. If Emilia Perez won Director or Screenplay, then yeah, it could win Best Picture. But the problem, though, is the PGA, because the PGA doesn't really go for international films. Like, they rarely nominate them, much less give them the win. Hell, I don't even think they've ever, awarded a non-English language film the award. And there is also this whole thing where it's like, you know, Emilia Perez, like, it's a crowd pleaser, but some people don't really like it that much, but I don't know. It's one of those things where it's like, is it just going to be Green Book? Is it going to be the Green Book of the Oscars? That's hard to figure out. And another problem that Emilia Perez is going to have to face is, like, it's going to have to win director somewhere. And who's going to give it director? Like, would it be DGA? Because, like, you kind of want to have DGA, because if you win DGA, you're almost locked in. It really is tough. Like, maybe the Golden Globes could give it director, but it's like, I don't even know how many times, you know, someone has won Best Director off of a Golden Globe alone. So, like, I don't know if that's happened before. It's not as much. It's definitely not happened for as long as I've been watching the Oscars and the Globes and stuff. And Emilia Perez can't win Writers Guild because it's not nominated there. But okay, not nominated there, but it's apparently not eligible for Writers Guild. Okay, well, you know, could it maybe win screenplay somewhere else? Like, again, BAFTA, but I don't know, would BAFTA do it? That's the weird thing. And then we come to Anora, which you could see maybe doing it, because, you know, it is a crowd pleaser. It did win the Palme d'Or, and it placed at TIFF, which the only other film to ever do that was Parasite, which won Best Picture. And you could definitely see it winning original screenplay, because the category's not really, like, as competitive there. But then the problem comes to, is it going to win director? Because that's not usually the kind of film I would expect to win director. And what about acting? A lot of people are saying, well, Mikey Madison's got to win for this. It's like, can she, though? Mikey Madison is a very, kind of newcomer. And I don't know how many times newcomers win lead actress. And people were going to say, well, about Brie Larson. Brie Larson had a little bit of a catalog before she did Room. So I'm not really expecting Mikey Madison. Like, literally the most notable thing she's been in was Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and I don't even remember her being in that movie. She wasn't she wasn't like a character that stood out to me. I don't know if I want to predict something to win Best Picture without at least an acting award to go along with it. And unless you're something like, you know, The Shape of Water, but even then The Shape of Water was still kind of a hard thing to figure out. But at the very least, you knew it was winning director, and it was winning production design and score, so it's like, it had a pretty hefty package behind it. And it had like 3 actors nominated, whereas Anora, I'm kind of only seeing 1 being nominated, and even then, she's not like a big name. Like even Sally Hawkins, again, had a bigger catalog behind her. So that's really hard to figure out. And then we have Sing Sing, which that also has the ingredients to win Best Picture, because it would definitely do well on a preferential ballot. Like, people love this movie. But it's also, like, not out. It hasn't released, which, again, like, I don't know how much I want to blame that on the studio or if audiences are just not really responding to it well, because, like, the audiences are responding to Sing Sing well. They love Sing Sing. But at the same time, it can't, especially now with Chuck out, and this is where we get back to The Life of Chuck. The Life of Chuck was maybe looking like it could win Adapted Screenplay, but now it's out. So it's kind of like a free-for-all for Sing Sing right now if it wants to win Best Picture. But there's another problem that I didn't realize up until now. Sing Sing is not eligible for Writers Guild. It's just not. It's not eligible for the Writers Guild Awards. Because, again, we were kind of comparing it to Coda, and, you know, if it were going to be like Coda, it would probably need Writers Guild. So now it's in an interesting conundrum, because it can't be nominated for Writers Guild, and Emilia Perez can't be in for Writers Guild. So, and I don't even know if The Room Next Door, is eligible, so we might only see like 2 Oscar nominees for Adapted Screenplay nominated at the Writers Guild Awards. So, again, that's a problem that's going to have to face. It can't really win the Golden Globe. It's probably not going to win the Golden Globe either. I mean, obviously it can, but it's going to be really difficult because the Golden Globes have not awarded an adapted screenplay for Best Screenplay since Steve Jobs. Like, Steve Jobs back in 2015 was the last time that they awarded an adapted screenplay. And I think before that, you would have to go all the way back to, what was it? I think you had to go all the way back to The Social Network, which was also an adapted screenplay and was also done by Aaron Sorkin. Yeah, I'm looking at this, and it's like, other than Aaron Sorkin, like, since 2010, like, they just, the Golden Globes just like original screenplays. So, again, Sing Sing's not going to win that. So, is Sing Sing going to win Best Adapted Screenplay off of Critics' Choice and BAFTA? BAFTA's going to be kind of hard to figure out, because, like, is BAFTA going to go for a movie like this? But at the same time, I don't know what else could be, like, strongly competitive for the BAFTA. Like, a lot of people could probably say Conclave, but is it really? Like, I really feel like Conclave is just going to be a movie that people don't really care about. Or, like, it's going to get a few nominations, obviously, but I feel like it's just ultimately going to be a film that is not really winning anything. I feel like if Conclave were to win the BAFTA for Best Adapted Screenplay, at that point it would have to be competitive for the win for Best Film, and I just don't know if it does that. Like, even if The Brutalist still wins the BAFTA, like, which I'm thinking it probably will, the Brutalist is an original screenplay, and so it's weird. So maybe Sing Sing can take the BAFTA, because there's not really, because on paper, yeah, there looks like a bunch of competition. The competition seems to be more so for the nominations, because, again, I'm just looking at this, and it's like, Sing Sing just kind of looks like it's going to win Adapted Screenplay. So, and especially now with Life of Chuck gone, and Mark Hamill's not going to be nominated for Best Supporting Actor, I think that does put Clarence Macklin more in the forefront as the frontrunner for supporting actor. Like, with Life of Chuck gone, this definitely helps Sing Sing more. And again, yeah, it's not really out, but again, I think that's just more, I think something about I think the studio might be playing something. Like, the studio might, like, this is kind of my weird film theory. Like, what if A24 is like just put out that very tiny release and then pulled it right back out? So that, like, to give people a taste, like, oh, like, we'll give people a little bit of a taste of Sing Sing, so that word of mouth can start buzzing around, and then, boom, come Oscar season, we will fully roll it out, and, like, it's going to be blasting in people's faces. I could probably see that happening. I could definitely see that happening. And Because again, it's not a matter of people not caring about Sing Sing. Like, from what I saw, I think, if I'm not mistaken, the box office for the theaters that actually showed Sing Sing showed some very strong results, I think. And all across the board, the reception has been amazing. Critics, Letterboxd people, regular IMDb people, like, people just love Sing Sing. So it's not a matter of this movie not, being big enough. Like, it's not suffering from people not liking it or not thinking it's all that great, because people do think it's that great. I think it's just going to be a matter of when Academy members see Sing Sing, that is going to be, like, that's going to win Best Picture. I still believe that's going to be a thing, because again, it's got supporting actor in the bag. It's got adapted screenplay in the bag, probably. I mean, at least considering the competition for the win. And which again, it's going to be a little bit tougher without Writers Guild, but Sing Sing can still do very well on a preferential ballot. And so, like, I think there is a good chance. I still think, I think I'm still comfortable in saying Sing Sing is gonna win Best Picture. Like, because I feel like Life of Chuck was gonna be its biggest competitor in screenplay, and now that's gone. Like, see what happens when you take one film out of the Best Picture lineup and suddenly, like, everything changes? That's fascinating. And so, I think that's gonna be how the Life of Chuck changes a lot of things. I think this has benefited Sing Sing. I think it's benefited a lot of films. And another thing that's kind of making me interested is that maybe this also means Juror number 2 can squeeze into Best Picture after all. But, I think that might be another topic for a different time. I mean, after all, in about, like, a little more than a couple weeks, I'm going to be redoing my Best Picture predictions, because it's the beginning of the month. So, we'll see how that goes. But now, I want to pass the question off to you. What do you think of the Life of Chuck being not necessarily pushed to 2025, but Neon has acquired it and they are going to release it in 2025? Let me know in the comments below what you think, and consider hitting that subscribe button, because if you don't, the Life of Chuck will never be released.